Greetings, dear ones, and welcome back. So today I'm going to answer the question about what is the soul, what is the higher self, and what is the I am presence. And I got this question because I talk about lifetimes and parallel lifetimes that some people refers to as past lifetimes. But since there is no linear time, there is only this now. So my experience is that it's all happening simultaneously. So we may have different existence at the same time. So I got these questions that if I'm having different existence at the same time, is my soul fragmented? Is it split? And so I'm going to try to answer this question, and I just want to tell you that this is my experience. So what I'm talking about here is my experience so far, and it has grown over time as my own awareness has expanded, and it keeps expanding. So it will embrace more of who I am, or who I perceive myself to be. And it's moving into this greater vastness. So it is not the truth. And just take what resonates for you and feel into your own body and your own guiding system, what is your truth for now. So I don't claim this to be true. And I also want to say that the words I'm using is the words I choose to put on these different states in consciousness. And I love to use the word God. I know it may be triggering for many. So just try to see behind the form, behind the names, behind the ways, the names I need to put on it to describe consciousness and energy, and try not to label it in that way. And so, dear ones, that so let's begin with what I call God or Source, the highest and purest form of light. All there is, that we all are part of. And it is all actually different states of consciousness, and this is the highest form of consciousness. It's pure oneness. It is knowing ourselves as one. There is only one. There's only love. There is only joy. There's infinite peace. And it has no contrast in such. And we are all part of this. So as sparks, we began a journey, because for this consciousness to experience itself, it needs contrast. So we all began this journey, and those sparks are what I call the soul. Through this great universe to have different experiences. And so we may have experiences in this a human experience, as we all have right now, and at the same time we have other experiences in other forms, on other planets, other galaxies. We may have more multiple experience on Earth, as we can journey to or get information from when we are in a session and we can experience ourselves having different lifetimes in a human body. And so we may call it past life. It doesn't matter. Us humans our mind do understand linear time. So this is the now. And if this hasn't happened, we call it the future. And if I remember something that has happened, but it's not happening now in my now awareness as this human, it has happened in the past. But what I experience, as I said, is that it's all happening as one. And so the question was that if this happens, is my soul fragmented? Is it split in all this existence, all incarnations? And it is not. So I asked my guides for guidance how to explain it, and they showed me a prism of light. If you imagine a crystal or a prism that has these different facets that is reflecting the light in different ways and different angles, and there is one prisma, but it is facing different angles, and it is reflecting the light in different angles as well. And this is the soul. It's one, but it is projecting and reflecting the light into in different ways, or in different angles. And this is the same because the spark in us, the source essence in us, is projecting you can say projecting an answer out there to the universe, and then we experience, or projecting a question to the universe, and then we experience the answer as an experience. We need to experience to get the answer. And so as many say that the earth is a school, it's here to teach us. And most of all, I like to see it as we are here to expand. We are here to expand in consciousness. So we are here to evolve back to that state, that consciousness, that knowing that there is only one. And we are part of that one. We are one. So we came into this experience of being separated. And so it is actually only different states of consciousness, as I said. So our ego mind, the lower ego mind, is the lowest and most dense form of consciousness, and it's very connected to our bodily senses, because this is through how we perceive the world, and we believe in what we see, hear, feel, smell to be our reality. And also in this consciousness we are able to experience the fear, we are able to experience this, what we many times call the lower vibrational emotions. And so this is the lowest form of consciousness. And for our souls to choose this earthly incarnation, we really wanted to experience this illusion of separation, illusion of being disconnected, and through that return to the experience of oneness in different bodies. So because we are in different bodies, we may have this strongly believe that we are individuals in that sense, and we are separated, and there is this, we are disconnected. And so the higher self, let me see how to put it. So the soul has these different experiences, and we are more and more able to feel into and get information collected from these different experiences our soul have, and it may be both the beautiful experiences that has provided us with deep information of truth of who we truly are, gifts and abilities, and it may also be traumas and the the programs from difficult experiences. So what has happened when we came into a human body is that we choose to forgot. We needed to forgot about our full self, our true self, that we are what I many times call multidimensional beings, that we are not just this physical human being. We have different expressions of our source light as well, but we don't remember them. And what happens right now is that we start to remember. So there is, I talked about this before, this strong, there has been really strong borders between this me and that me, and they're now coming together. So we are able to heal other existence, other expressions of ourselves that is vibrating at a lower level, and to return them to a higher state of consciousness. We are also able to connect to even other existence where we are at the even higher consciousness, state of consciousness, and to access that knowing that we have in those existence and those abilities and those gifts and those beautiful ways where we, on how we express our light. So it's all about expressing our true self. So this is now coming together, and we are able to bring this back to unity. And so the soul is, it's not neutral, I would say. It is a part of us. In that state we are connecting, as I said, to the traumas, to the wounds. We carry with us the imprints of the good and bad, and as people say, that is aspect of us that is coming from one incarnation into another, if we want to put it in a linear timeline. So we are not blank. We are not a blank sheet when we arrive into physical form. And then we have the higher self, and the higher self is the link. We may also call it the spirit. It has many names, as I said. Don't get confused about the names. So this is the link, the bridge between our experience of us being human being and that we are more than that. We are connected. So this is the one that provides us with information that we are able to connect to and to become more aware of, to have other viewpoint of this earthly life. We may see it from a higher perspective. So that is what we do. As Einstein said, we cannot solve the problem at the same level as the problem, and we need to come into a higher statement to find a solution. And that is, for me, to reconnect with our highest self. Is there another way to look at it? Am I just my experiences, my human experience with this many times troublesome life, or is there a part of me that is, and always been, and will always be, that is not affected by what I feel and think and seem to go through as a human. So this higher self is this great bridge and connection. And for me personally, that I don't know where I would be if I didn't have this connection. And for me, it is the difference between suffer and to feel God, to know the light that I am. And then we have the I am presence. And I would say that I am presence is even a higher state of consciousness that knows ourselves as part of all there is, as God, as co-creators with this great source, this light that knows that all of this is just an illusion, that just has this very untouchable state where all is good, where we know that all is good, and that this physical experience is more of a dream state. So it's very much like we are having different dreams. So you are the one having these different experiences in dream state, but you are not split. You are one. And so what I experience more and more is that all the beings that we are able to connect to, the ascended masters, the angel and the archangels, the beautiful beings and helpers and galactic family of light, we are all one. So they are also different states of consciousness that we are part of, and we can tune in and tap into. So what their presence does, it's not a separate being that sends, that comes and saves us. It is us, that awakening to that state of consciousness. And so as humans, we have all of them. We have this lower mind that talks about fear and talks about lack and separation. But at the same time, and this is the beauty, we can tap into the higher self, the I am presence, to source that knows that there is all one. And it doesn't matter if we fully get this or not. It doesn't matter if we get it as a concept. If we can feel it, if we can only feel that we are more than these human beings having this earthly experience, that we are more than being under the laws of this body and this life, that is what will make the shift. And it doesn't matter what we call it. It doesn't matter at all. And the ways we use to, as long as we do not harm ourselves or anyone, to get there, it doesn't matter. So there are many doors that point to the same thing, and it doesn't matter what we call it. And so I was shown from my guides that we can see it as the ocean, that we are all, that the ocean is God, all there is, and then there is these separate drops of water that are leaving the ocean, going on its own journey. It still carries everything of the ocean in itself, but it's not the ocean in itself, but it is in the microcosmos way, holds the microcosmos. And this is us, and we are, as water always is returning to the ocean, and that is our journey as well. We are returning to the ocean, to that knowing that there is just one. So I hope this was helpful, and just if it's still some questions and something you want me to go deeper into, please make a comment in the comment section below. And just know that we can never be separated. We are always connected. Thank you.